Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. What if guys today is a brand new Division 2 video, and today I want to go over all the different skill changes in Title Update 3. So if you guys have been paying attention to the stated game or my previous videos or just pretty much anything on Reddit, most likely you know all this information already, but if you guys want a complete recap of the skill changes, this video is for you. So if you guys enjoyed this video or find it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe for more videos, and let's get right into this. Okay, so like I said, in this video, I'm going to go over everything about skills. I'm not really going to touch on the talents, like the skill power talents and stuff. I think I'm going to leave that for a future video. But for now, we're just going to track back to the skills and just talk about the changes we know as of right now. So first up, Anaya in the base operations or the White House will now sell specialized and superior skill blueprints. I think this is the right move. These are obviously the kind of mods that you have been farming for on the lower kind of characters, like in the Dark Zone or the open world. This is something I've been doing myself, and I know a lot of you guys are doing as well, to pretty much increase your skills or kind of make your builds better and stuff like that. So this is something you won't have to farm for again with this update. You can just craft them with materials from Anaya. So I think honestly this is a great change. I know they said something about kind of changing the blue and the purple skill mods, like make them a little bit different. I'm not really sure what that means, if they're gonna, make them worse or just kind of change how they work. But hopefully they are still viable, and hopefully you can still use them in the future with this update coming out. Now moving down, the Hardwired gear set now grants 20% skill damage instead of 20% shock duration. I think honestly this is a great move. The skill damage can be very useful for like Secret Mine builds, and just overall the Hardwired gear set, I feel like the skill damage fits the slot a little bit more. The shock duration, I mean, it was pretty decent, I guess you could say, but it wasn't really something that was kind of like anticipated or looked for on that build. So I don't know, I think that's a great move. Again, if you are making a skill power build, if you want to make your seekers powerful, or just whatever you're using, the 20% skill damage will be very useful with Hardwired. Next up, we're getting a new mod, and this is actually called Auxiliary Skill Battery, and these will fit in skill mod slots and grant free skill power. Now, first of all, we're not really sure how much skill power we'll be getting from these mods, like what the cap is going to be. They did say on a previous stated game that it's going to be something kind of noticeable, so if you use these mods with your skill power build or your like DPS build, you will tell the difference. You will be able to kind of take advantage of them. So again, I'm not really sure how much skill power it is, but hopefully it's something kind of decent that you kind of want to use these mods and want to go for them. So that's that. Also, I think this is going to be kind of interesting to see how it's going to work out with like damage builds, because if you'll be able to get kind of free skill power or just extra skill power, and you use this with your DPS builds, you can make your chem launcher that much more effective, that much better. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it works out. Hopefully they're not too crazy and too good, but hopefully it's something that you guys can kind of use and want to use them on your builds instead of just kind of disregarding them and just not using them at all. So I don't know, hopefully they're just not too good, not too bad. Hopefully they are in the middle with the skill power. Up next, the Assault Drone will now more actively look for new targets once it loses its current target in PvE. So this is only a PvE thing, but I do think this is a good change. Obviously, the Assault Drone is something not really used too often. Personally, I don't really like it too much. It doesn't really do anything, but hopefully after this patch, it is kind of viable and useful. Am I going to use this? Probably not, but again, if you're going for a different build, if you want to try it out, hopefully it is better in the next patch, and, hopefully it does something to the NPCs. Also, the Defender Drone will now drain more quickly once a shot has been deflected, and this is for PvE and PvP. Honestly, for PvE, this isn't too much of a problem, I would say. I don't really see too many people using this for PvE, including myself. I don't really use this. But for PvP, especially for conflict, if you run against 4 people and they all have Defender Drones, it's super annoying, and it's just really, really good. I don't know, it's just kind of too strong in my eyes. I know a lot of you guys have problems with this as well. I see this on Twitter and different YouTube videos, people complaining about the Defender Drone. So I'm kind of glad it's getting a little bit of a nerf. Hopefully it's still viable, and I do understand even if it's really bad, people are still going to be using this. But, you know, hopefully they don't nerf it to the ground, but they just tone it down a little bit so other kind of skills can be used and taken advantage of in PvP. Now moving down, the Reinforcer Chem Launcher gas clouds do not stack anymore. This is honestly kind of sad. I know a lot of people are kind of upset about this. To be honest, I don't really see why they changed this. I mean, I don't know, like if you're using a chem launcher and if you have a lot of skill power, pretty much the one kind of gas cloud can heal you a lot. So maybe if you don't have a lot of skill power, you can't really, you know, stack this a lot and take the healing out of it, even with really low skill power. So that might be the case, but hopefully it's not too noticeable, because if you stack the skill power mods or the auxiliary skill battery mods with a chem launcher, hopefully it's still decent in the future. And although it doesn't stack anymore, like I said, hopefully it's still viable for PvP and PvE. Now moving down, the Reviver Hive now takes longer to revive anyone. This is still kind of broken, even nowadays. I know they patched this, or they tried fixing this like 3 or 4 different times. It still doesn't pick you up half the time, so hopefully in the future, this thing actually picks you up 100% of the times whenever you go down. But unfortunately, it's going to take you a little bit longer to get revived by it, which kind of sucks, but I do understand where they're coming from this and kind of toning it down. Also, the Riot Foam Chem Launcher base duration is doubled from 3 seconds to 6 seconds, and this is only for PvE. To be honest, I have never used the Riot Foam Chem Launcher. Actually, I think I used it like once, but besides that, I don't really use it, so I can't really talk about this too much. But yeah, it's getting doubled, and this is again for PvE only. Moving down, the Scanner Pulse cooldown is reduced from 120 seconds to 90 seconds. Again, I don't really use the pulse too much on my builds, but if you do use them for like damage increase or whatever the case is, I guess this is a plus for you. And then lastly, the Ballistic shield can no longer be staggered when meleeed by NPCs. So again, pretty good news. Don't really use the Ballistic shield too much on my builds for PvP or PvE, but if you do use it, this is again another plus for you. So yeah, this is pretty much everything we know as of right now. Obviously, things can change in the future. When the patch drops, if something's broken or if something is not working how it's kind of supposed to, things will change. Things can kind of be a little bit different, but for now, this is what we know, and these are all the changes for Title Update 3. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.